That is him giving you permission to hunt. The guilds gave you the quest. What am I missing here? You can't hunt without the guild. Bro, forgot the last 21 years of Mon Hunt. No, man. The annoying thing about it or so is that literally like you have to wait to give you like permission or so to hunt a specific monster. And I'm just like, bro, I'm right here. I'm like, let's go hunt it, you know? I was like, and Nata was like over here is like, oh, you know. And then like my character's like, there's another way. I'm like, no fucking shit, Sherlock. Of course there's another way. Why didn't we just start about that in the beginning? I'm like, let me hunt it. Let me just go for it, okay? Stop like pulling on my leash or so. Let me go. I'm like a rabid dog. Let me go kill monsters. We're not mindless hunters. Bro, I want to go hunt monsters, bro. I'm ravenous, man. I just want to kill the monster, bro. I just want to go put it in a box, you know? Capture it and put it in a box. Accepting the quest would give you permission, so it's basically the same. You do know normal people who are actually request the guild to put up a quest or so to actually go get the monster that is like causing chaos in the environment, you know? That's basically is what it is. Basically, the monster would show up in the environment causing a chaos or havoc or so within the vicinity of like either a village or near something or so. So then someone from that specific village or area or whatever would ask the guild or so to post a quest to slay the monster. That's basically is what it is. We're afraid of authority. The guild knights. So I'm like, I don't know, I understand what you're talking about, but you're not understanding of what I'm implying, you know? So, yeah. Like, we accept quests, right? I get it. We accept quests and so, but I'm like, we're not waiting from the guild to give us, like, the permission to go hunt this monster, you know? It's usually, I remember, like, in the older games, someone would post, you know, someone would ask the guild or so to post a quest or make a quest for this, because they're either causing environmental like havoc or so, or it's gonna be like the end of the world, you know? But that's what I remember, at least from the older games, you know? So, I'm just saying. It almost made me feel sad when he realized he was the sole minority with his takes. Then I rewatched his other video and realized he didn't get dunked on enough. The guild authorizes the job post. Yeah, but it's technically other people who post the quest itself or for it if it's causing like environmental, you know? Yeah, it goes through the guild, but like someone else actually like posts the quest, you know? Well, not really someone, is like someone requests the guild or so to make a quest for it. I know, that's what I'm saying. That's the one thing I hate about it, is like we had to wait to get like, you know, we have to wait or so to fucking get the thing or so in order for us to hunt a monster or so. Or like, or when I was like hunting the, what is it? The, what's his name or so? Bonabaro, whatever his name is. The worm or so, right? Literally, what's her face? What's her name or so? Told me, is like, oh, you can't hunt this monster. You can't hunt this monster. You're not allowed to hunt this monster. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, shut up. I want to attack this monster. I want to know what it does. I was getting so annoyed from it. Because they're not causing problems. Yeah, they are. What the fuck are you talking about? Where were you at the beginning of Monster Hunter Wilds? There's like a big old herd of them, you know, going after a little girl, you know? Is that a name? Balahara? Yeah. Wait. Thank you, comment sections, for saving me 42 minutes and 32 seconds of my life. I like some of your previous videos on Wilds and the likes, but it's becoming increasingly apparent you're out of touch. Interesting. Out of touch, how? I generally want to know, is it because she doesn't praise the new Monster Hunter game? No, in her insistence, the whole Monster Hunter community does not care about the story and lore. And wants to skip everything and fight monsters and do big numbers. You're joking, right? You do know there's no story in Monster Hunter, right? What Monster Hunter was this person playing? Interesting. She seems to be stuck in the time period where Monster Hunter was relentlessly compared to Dark Souls, as well when she talks about difficulty and constantly bemoaning how easy the game is, etc. Because it is easy. Chat. Type 1 if you guys think Monster Hunter Wilds is easy, and type 2 if you think Monster Hunter Wilds is difficult. I want to know what you guys think about Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm curious of what you guys think. Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people. Okay, so there is a good amount of people in here agree that, like, yeah, it is very easy, you know, which it is. I'm like, what is wrong with that opinion? Okay, buddy, okay. World was easy too. Iceborne brought the difficulty. Rise was easy. Sunbreak added more challenges. You do know that, like, Iceborne and Sunbreak is basically G rank. You do know that, right? You do know that, right? That's why they're difficult. And you want to know something? There's actually certain monsters in Monster Hunter World where they actually did put up a wall or so if you didn't know what you were doing. I think one of the monsters that gave me difficulties, because it has been a while or so since I played Monster Hunter, like the franchise itself, it was Angie. Angie was the one that gave me a little bit of a problem, but not a whole lot though. I still defeated it though, but it gave me a little bit of a trouble, you know. But that's pretty much, like, I think that's what I remember. I don't know what other, I don't think there's other monsters that gave me difficulties. But Angie was like that one or so where, like, he would armor check you if you were not prepared, you know. And that's pretty much about it, you know. Granted, I'm talking as someone who was playing heavy bowgun, okay? Generations was fairly easy. Generations Ultimate brought more challenges. The list goes on in that same vein. She sounds like she only played the Ultimate version of the games, or in World, Case would have start after Iceborne, where the base game was made harder because clutch claw mechanics was radioactively added, which nerfed you unless you engage with them. This person did not see my previous video whatsoever. Generations is harder than Iceborne. Yeah, I know that for a fact. I didn't even play Generations. The only mon that gave me problems was Viper Tobi Kadachi on Iceborne. Yeah, of course. But I'm talking about, like, the base world, though. Like, the Apex monsters will clap you. Yeah. This is pretty, this comment is very weird. Okay. Personally, I don't mind the more cinematic experience World introduced to the series, but I think Wilds took it to a completely new level. The constant railroading was forced, railroading with the forced walk along really started to get to me. Exactly. I also hated that too. When you get to HR, it finally starts to feel more like older Monster Hunter titles. Yes. As for the difficulty, I agree with you, but I also agree with her. For me, the most memorable and fun parts of Monster Hunter games is the G rank / MR. So for many of us, Wilds is just okay. There we go. I'm sure many of us who thinks like this will like Wilds way more when the final version releases. See, though, the basis of her takes aren't what's a yikes. It's the extremist view of it. She constantly says, we don't care about story. We don't. Because there wasn't a story in the older games. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who are you? You're not a real Monster Hunter player. You're not a true veteran player. There was not even a story in the older games. What are you talking about? What is she talking about? Or this person? Like, I can say, like, a good majority of the Monster Hunter community does not care about the story in Monster Hunter, okay? We generally don't care, because you want to know something? It never came with a story, so that's why. As a collective, and though objectively and demonstrably false, and the idea that the game is so easy she can't enjoy it feels elitist and condescending. The tone with which her views are stated along with the extent of it is why I say she's out of touch. There's actually there is actually, since Poke Village, just no one goes to read those stories. No, like there is, but it's like the lore. It's like the lore shit, but it's not like I'm saying, like it doesn't have like a beginning, it doesn't have a middle, and it doesn't have a conclusive end, like an actual like JRPG story. It's basically is what I'm comparing, you know. I don't know if her intentions is to try to act as a spokesperson for the whole community or just poor wording. She is allowed to have an opinion that the game is too easy because of her previous experience from older games. Just like new players who might think that the game is challenging, both are valid opinions just from different points of views. Yes, they are valid as a personal opinion, but she's not framing them as such. I'm not sure if I can be much clearer than that. If she doesn't mean for it to come across as her speaking for others, she should acknowledge that these are her personal opinions, since it comes off as really grating. Oh God, sorry, English. I can't. This person was typing emotionally. Sorry, chat. It comes off as really grating. What the fuck is grating? What is this person talking about? Or grating and out of touch. And that opinion seems to be shared among a lot of the commenters here, that she's being negative to be negative. I guess giving criticism or so means being negative, chat. Wow. Crazy. She says things like, we don't care about the story. Monster Hunter fans don't care about this. What we want is this. Things like that are not speaking as an individual. It's speaking for the whole group. She's not even saying things like most of us or a lot of us. She's lumping everyone together. The biggest and most reasonable complaint is performance. If that's were not an issue of the game, would almost let me see. The game, that would be almost certainly overwhelmingly positive ratings and Steam judging by how well it's doing on console, where performance isn't anywhere near. I will also add that there does indeed seem to be some grifting going on here. What the fuck is grifting? What is this? What are these words? I don't understand any of these words. Man, these are some like Gen Z lingles. By far, her video talking about awful takes on Wilds from the other content creators seems to be her most viewed video by quite a wide margin. Most of her videos seem to be between 500 to 300k views, with that one being saying 25, and she seems to be trying to milk the momentum of that. Milking what? I'm not milking shit, to be honest. What are you talking about? Not that there's anything wrong with the following trends as a creator. It is a smart thing to do, but now it feels like she's turning it into hate farming. What the fuck? What is she talking about? I gave actual like criticism about the game itself, you know? Okay, so the main issue just seems to be her complaints can be seen as an opinion of the whole community, which as we both know is not true. I personally don't care about how she frames these complaints, since I know that they are not all true. Also, your opinion that she also chooses her wordings more carefully is valid as well. I'm not going to say anything about the whole grifting thing, since I just hop from VTuber to VTuber, and frankly, I don't care. If she is just trying to milk the algorithm for the views, that's her choice. It may or may not backfire in the end. What? I'm milking for views? I didn't even know about this, to be honest. To be honest, I just want the video to die already. But it's still like climbing views. Like, for me personally, I just want the video to just die off already. So Rhea agrees she's out of touch, then is what I'm seeing. If her opinions are coming across as speaking for a community, and she's clearly not voicing the actual opinions of the community at large, As for grifting, it's mostly a cursory example. The only video I've seen her are a couple Monster Hunter reactions, one which the algorithm is very clearly pushing, so I did a quick scroll through her channel's history and only noticed Monster Hunter card starting around the time she got that one big video. I couldn't say if it's actually a grift or not, just that the argument seems to hold merit. I'm not agreeing with you, but you can have your own opinions. You said we both agree that her opinions are not that the community, even though they're framed that they're framed that way though, which is pretty much textbook out of touch. Grifting is basically means exposing beliefs you do not personally hold for money. Eh? I don't know. I'm just fucking... Bro, I'm just talking about, like, the takes that the guy was taking was wild or so, and in my personal opinion, Monster Hunter Wilds is easy. It's very easy. As someone who plays heavy bowgun, it's easy. It's retardedly fucking easy. They neutered the class, you know? They completely made it... They, like, kind of, like, dumbed it down as someone who played, you know, heavy bowguns. It took me about roughly 16 hours to finish to beat the tutorial thing or so, right? The tutorial story. I would have done it a little bit less or so, but I went to go farm some monster parts or so. Arc-veiled. Was it Arc-veiled? I think it was Arc-veiled. No. It was an Arc-veiled. I went to go hunt Rathalos, Guardian Rathalos, and what's his face, and like another Guardian Doshagama, just to get some Guardian armor because I was still running with the same armor set. And yeah, so yeah, this person didn't watch the video. This person just literally read the comment section, and that's pretty much it. So they didn't bother doing research because half of the half of the community, at least for like the older masters and veteran players, half of them say that this game is very easy. The other half, you know, half of them say they don't like it, and then the other half says they do like it. So now the community is completely split. And I knew this was going to happen too as well, that the community is going to get divided and it's just going to cause chaos or so. Now they're going to call everybody who are veterans / master players. They're going to call us, you know, elitist. They're going to call us whatever other word in the dictionary because, you know, we give actual like personal opinion about the game and general criticism about the game itself. Like, if you had an easy time with World, that's cool. That's great. That's your experience. My experience was completely different in Monster Hunter World back on the PS4. If I need to pull up the numbers, I'll fucking pull up the numbers right now, you know? Shit. I ain't scared to pull up my console Monster Hunter, so that's about it. You beat low and high rank, they're a fucking tutorial. When master rank comes out, they're going to make everyone suffer because of like 5 people complaining. You want difficulty in Monster Hunter games? Play Frontiers. You do know low rank is the actual tutorial. High rank is supposed to be the fun part, where it opens up a little bit more, right? I'm not the only one, right, chat? We do know that low rank, you know, the story is basically low rank. And then high rank is basically, you know, it opens up a little bit more and now you start, you know, fighting a little bit more difficult monsters. Who are these people? These people are, like, not very smart, to be honest. Who is this? Who are these people? These people really... I don't think these people are Monster Hunter players whatsoever. If high rank isn't fun, I really doubt master rank would even be good. That's true. That's true, because if high rank is actually not enjoyable, at least when the game launches, that means master rank is going to be a little bit more of a letdown, to be honest. Just slightly, a little bit, but not like a whole lot, though. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Man, dude, people did not like my take or so on this freaking game over here. Like the video that I did or so for the Equal Dragon or so. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, yeah. But this guy literally said high rank is a tutorial. High rank is supposed to be tutorial, chat. Do you guys agree that high rank is supposed to be tutorial? The same with low rank? Like low rank and high rank are tutorials? I don't know. I just thought low rank was just the tutorial part, to be honest. I don't know, that's how I play the game. I don't know. Because high rank is supposed to introduce like new movesets and everything. For me, every base Monster Hunter game is easy. Maybe that's just me because I'm already a seasonal veteran. High rank is when the actual game starts. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know who are these people. These people are like... Maybe we should probably make a video on this, to be honest. Maybe I'll make a video on it. Because I feel like people are pretty unintelligent. G rank is when you need to start taking your skills seriously. Yep. G rank is where the actual true fun begins, you know, where it tests your actual, like, what you have learned throughout low rank and high rank, you know. That's where it actually really tests your skills. So yeah, so I'm just saying this would be a very stupid take if we go by the old Monster Hunter games where G rank was actually more or less another game than and had everything else. Man, these people are not really... This video is gonna make you lose a lot of new fans, not all you fans to the channel. That's fine. You picked the fake Monster Hunter fans video over an actual fans video. You might actually be a grifter. I think it's becoming more and more apparent that the truth of your fanhood with Monster Hunter is I started on the Nintendo titles. No, I didn't. I didn't start on the Nintendo. When did I ever say I started on the Nintendo titles? I said I started on the first Monster Hunter game on the PS2. I even told you as well on here, chat, that the first monster that I was scared was a Velocidrome. That was the first monster I was scared. It's all I know. There's more to this series I care to admit, so I just blindly hate because what handheld babies do. In the words of the cringe holy wood chick, weird. What are they talking about? Your big pixel boobs aren't enough to outweigh the bad takes for me and to keep clicking on these videos anymore. Hope you find inner peace because this silly hate shit you've got going is really off-putting. Wait till they fight a Kezu? PSP is Nintendo? I guess so, I guess. I don't know. I can understand the Game of the Year glaze because what have we gotten so far? Avowed, KCD2. KCD2 is unironically Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is unironically a contender though. It's only the only thing I've heard said negatively about it was from people who don't like single player games, RPGs. True, but the point stands out so far. Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Pirate Yakuza are Game of the Year contenders, and GTA 6 it hasn't even been released. It'll probably be, but Rockstar has plenty of time to fuck it up by either releasing a bad game or poorly optimized mess like Wilds. I'm honestly more worried about the writing in GTA. You do know that like freaking what's that? Death Stranding is coming out, right? The Metal Gear remake is also coming out this year, right? We got Elden Ring Night and Rain coming out this year as well. GTA apparently is lingering or so to be released this year, apparently, right? So you guys saying that Monster Hunter is Game of the Year is the most wildest take I've ever heard in my entire life, you know? Yeah, I'm like, you know, that game, like I look at other games, you know? No, people saying Rockstar is going to do bad with GTA 6. Do people forget how good the story was in Red Dead Redemption 2? Bro, it's just like, that's the reason why, you know? Well, there's a lot of people who like GTA. That's the reason why. So, I feel insulted by the anti-Nintendo shits of Monster Hunter. Bet they'll complain if another Monster Hunter game comes to Nintendo. It's going to be 2020 Summer Simulator, I bet. Yeah. It could be Game of the Year regardless of performance issues, not because it's perfect, but because the game industry has gone to shit. To be honest, as much as I like Monster Hunter, I don't think it's Game of the Year contender whatsoever. It definitely is not. Wait, what is this? How do people even like Nergigante as a flagship? Anyways, Gore Magala is still the best flagship. Arkfield is second place. And don't worry, if they don't put armor or weapons, it's either because they're too strong, and for now, because it would be like Fatalis and Iceborne. Like, you get the Fatalis armor and it's just the best. No armor is better. So then you're saying that we can, so you're saying, okay, I'm talking about the weapon or so, like the armor and the weapons that are not existent in the game from what's the final boss or so from the story chat? What was the name of the oh yeah, Ghost of Yote is also coming out this year. I completely forgot about that. That's definitely gonna run contender for Game of the Year 100%, you know? What was the name of the final boss monster or so in the story for Monster Hunter? What is it, Char or something like that? I forgot the name. What was its name again? Zoshia? Ah, thank you. So basically, this person who just commented, right, said that, like, it's okay, they'll add the armor and the weapons later because it's OP, you know? Because Fatalis, you know, Fatalis's armor is the best, you know? You don't need any other armor. Okay, so let's take that logic real quick. For Zoshia, right? So you're saying that Zoshia has the best armor and the best weapon. Okay, that's fine, right? It's the final boss. That's how it was with Xeno'jiva, right? Zoshia is not a black dragon. So this person is saying, like, don't worry if they don't put the armor and the weapons. It's either because they're too strong for now, because it would be like Fatalis and Iceborne. So he's basically comparing Zoshia as Fatalis from Iceborne. And if you get Zoshia's armor immediately at the end of the story of Monster Hunter Wilds, they say you'll beat everything. You'll beat high rank. You'll beat everything in the game. That's what they're saying. That's basically is what they're implying. But I also believe it's because they want to do something else with Zoshia, like a stronger version, 100% power. I like to think that's what we fought was not full power. Of course, it's the same thing with Xeno'jiva. But, like, Xeno'jiva still had an armor and a weapon set still, you know? Yeah. Was not as strong as the ones who destroyed Wyveria. Here's another theory too. The titles we get defeating it can make us to think that Zoshia did nothing wrong. It fought an insanely strong dragon, as strong stronger than Fatalis. The fight is what destroyed the capital. Zoshia went to torch the recover. Didn't they make the Palico in Monster Hunter PSP where you fought all the starter monsters as cats? Didn't they make a Palico Monster Hunter? Wait, a Palico Monster Hunter on the PSP where you fought all the starter monsters as the cats? On the PSP? I don't remember that on the PSP. I remember it being on the Nintendo console where you get to play as the cat or so. Yeah, I was about to say that was on the DS. Yeah, on the 3DS. Like, I'm not played it though, but yeah. Do you think GTA 6 will come out? Who knows? A lot of people say that are coming out. Told you, PSP equals Nintendo. Let's see. The EDW was repurposed into Zoshia concept art. It isn't the final product. It's more than that. Every lore and art book is treated as in the world document, which is written by the scholars in the world, and are making speculative guesses at the nature of the origins of a certain thing. The EDW was a theory. The skeleton that was discovered wasn't a definite EDW. It was something that got the dinosaur treatment, like in our world. That's cool. I like that. Good lore. I like this guy. Wilds could never be game of the year because it doesn't have the clutch claw, clearly. I like that one. That's a good facts. Facts. You are 100% correct. Oh, I love my comment section, I swear. Oh man, I love these people sometimes, you know. That's a good one. I like that one. Handheld equals Nintendo, hence Steam Deck is Nintendo. Okay. See, another one speaks for the community. I mean, I played Monster Hunter since the Freedom 2, and yeah, I get it. The performance is not great. The story is a bit annoying because of the old games weren't really focused on story and lore. But in my opinion, I really like the world. I really like with World as well that they put more lore and story into the game. I mean, yeah, it drags for the hunting experience, but for me, I like learning about the lore of the monsters of hunting world in Monster Hunter World. Yeah, I have no problem with it. You know. Yeah, that's fine. If you like it, you like it. That's fine. I think World did it a little bit more better because I wasn't really a huge fan of Wilds or so the way how they did things, you know. There's some aspects that I like in World, but then there's some aspects I didn't like in World, you know. Funny thing is, I don't know if you know, but leakers went into the files and found the armor and the weapons of Zoshia. I don't remember well. Yes, I saw that. I actually did saw that. I saw that there was actually already in the files or so. So you're telling me that initially there was supposed to be an armor and that, you know? Difficulty slider, that is called low, high, and master rank. The one problem is that we need to wait for master rank. We always do. In comparison base, Monster Hunter World was much better at release than Wilds before the Clutch Claw. Yes, facts. 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 If you don't care about the story, then why didn't you skip it? All the cutscenes are skippable, and you can just farm items with the slinger during the trailing section instead of listening to the characters talking. Well, if you actually watch my VOD or so, I was actually farming materials. So yeah. I listened to the story or so, right? I sat down and listened and like watched the cutscenes or so for the Monster Hunter Wilds, right? Because they said, right, this is what they said, right? They were gonna focus, they were gonna lean harder onto the story, right? They were gonna lean harder into the story, right? For freaking Monster Hunter Wilds, right? So I'm like, okay, so you're gonna make a story, right? You're gonna try to make a story, okay. So if you're gonna try to make a story from beginning, middle, and end, I'm gonna criticize it from beginning, middle, and end, you know? The characters, I'm gonna criticize how the characters are, how the story was handled, the dynamic plot points, the high points, the low points. That's the whole point of criticizing a story, you know? There's more leaks to that, like monster leaks. My guess is Zoshia's gear is stronger than the TU monsters. So if they give us now, which will make the TU monsters redundant. I see. So we're just gonna get a master rank version of Zoshia's. That's what it feels like, to be honest. Dude, it's still kind of weird though, to be honest. It's just so weird for it not to have, like, you know. And that's pretty much about it, so. Like I said, I like some of the lore, so in Monster Hunter, right? But I'm like, at the end of the day, right? The Monster Hunters previously, before World or so, right? Before World, right? Let's just say this. I never understood the EDW being an edgy thing. Apparently, but now all of a sudden, if it's Zoshia, it's all good. And now apparently he's Fatalis level. Like, it's inconsistent. Man, he really didn't give me. You know, Fatalis levels. I'm about to bed, Mama. Getting really tired. Love you. Take care, hun. Be safe. Thank you for coming by as always. Very much appreciate yourself. Take care. You're saltier than brackish water. I don't know what that is, so no idea what that is. but sure. I don't know about the difficulty, really. I'm a world baby, about 500 hours, and I still have not beaten Iceborne because I'm fucking around. While simplicity compared to world for me comes from a lot more movement being available to you. Sidestepping, guarding in the middle of a combo, being able to use your sacred to heal / sharpen. Then again, world's monster's health was boosted to make a use of the clutch claw. For the story duration, I did blitz through neither of games. I stayed and farmed the prettiest look the game had to offer at the time. I would say that in Wilds, the time it took me feels at least shorter because I didn't have to fight Zora fucking Magnaros. That's pretty true, you know. That's true. And because the hunts are shorter, it's faster to get to a monster, which is a topic on itself. I kind of liked the stalking part of world, but even with higher research levels shortening the time, it would take you to find the monster and still got pretty boring by the middle of Iceborne. It's faster to beat the monsters because that damn thing doesn't flee from me for the third time when I already crushed its skull. It overall felt more smooth. Felt smooth to get through Wilds, although I crave more content since I have already beaten Arc-Tempered Arc-Veiled multiple times and now I'm trying new weapons. Yeah. There is no way that this person made this comment. All right, check this out, chat. Check this out. I'm gonna read this comment to you. All right, I'm gonna read this comment to you. Pay attention to the second part of the story, okay? Of this comment. The quest you accept in Monster Hunter is posted with authority by the guild. Elden Ring and Monster Hunter are not the same. One is hunting boss rush, the other is an action-adventure RPG. Not even comparable. What do you do in Elden Ring, chat? What do you guys do in Elden Ring? Can you guys answer that question for me? What do you guys do in Elden Ring? No, as in like the gameplay. Like what do you do? What's the same thing of the comparison of Monster Hunter and Elden Ring? Why did I make that comparison to Monster Hunter and Elden Ring? Or like any Souls-like game. They're both fighting big bosses. Ding, ding, ding. There you go. There you go. There you go. We got the smart one here. Hey, Rooster. Welcome, welcome. Monster Hunter Wild is Game of the Year contender. I said it. You lost a subscriber for your disrespect. I never played a GTA and I never will. Okay. 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 I don't think it's Game of the Year contender. It's definitely not, especially the games that are coming out this year. It's probably not going to hold a foot or so. It's definitely not going to win Game of the Year. 1000%. I don't see Monster Hunter Wilds winning Game of the Year, especially going up against freaking Amazon Delivery Driver Simulator. This just exposes how many morons. Facts. You're 100%. Veterans on their way to say egg quests are essential to the Monster Hunter formula. Hey, Glopy, how you doing there, hun? Monster Hunter formula and
welcome to the gaming crew, Jurarara. Your subscription fuels our gaming journey with excitement and energy.
Whoa, tier 3?
Let's dive into thrilling quests together and create amazing memories. Nyrau and I are grateful for your support.
Sheesh. Thank you for the tier 3. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that, Jurarara. Hey, welcome, or so. Veterans on their way to say egg quests were essential to Monster Hunter's formula, and that running between loading zones to fight a monster only to move from zone 9 to 1 is fun, and engaging only to fight monsters after about 10 minutes of starting the quest. Oh, just looking at my comment section or so, it's basically kind of like exposing some people who are not, you know, not very intelligent or so on their takes, at least for some of them anyways, not all of them, right? At the end of the day, right, I'm not gonna hate on them, right? I don't hate them, you know? If that's what they think, that's fine by me, you know? But that kind of really exposes them, their intelligency, you know? Because, like, number one question, right? For the new people who are here, right, who just came in right now, all the new chatters, I see you guys, all the new chatters specifically that just came in right now. For those who know about Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Sekiro, you know, and Bloodborne, what do you do? What do you do? What's the core gameplay in those Dark Souls games or the Souls-like games? What do you mostly do? Like, what's the gameplay mechanic in that? What do you do consistently? I know one person got it right. One person got it right here. I want to know if the new chatters, know what it is. I'd be curious. I pigment around the map. Die? No, not that. Not that. Not that. That close, but not that though. Run around practically? No. 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 What do you do? What is the most thing you do or so? What is like what do you do? Close. Not there. Not there. I don't think you're doing that like 99% of the gameplay though. The core mechanic. What is the core mechanic in a Souls-like game? No, 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 no. What's it? Okay. Okay. What do you do in Monster Hunter? What do you do in Monster Hunter? Bingo! Hunt monsters. And what are monsters in video games, chat? They are... bosses! There you go. So what do you do in a Souls-like game like Elden Ring? What do you do in Elden Ring? Complain about the game on Twitter? No. Bingo. You also kill bosses in Elden Ring. And what do you do in Monster Hunter? You kill bosses as well. A lot of like, you know, your typical like casual players, right? Usually a lot of players aren't gonna like read the lore stuff in, you know, in like Elden Ring and like, you know, Dark Souls, right? Like your normal base players or so. You have different tiers of players, right? You got people who just want to play the game and enjoy the bosses and stuff like that, right? The cool cinematic and stuff. And then you have your lore people. You know, you have the lore people who like to stitch things together from the lore, from all of the items and like the quest items and the whatever you find through, you know, scattered across the land or so to piece it together to form a story or so, and then you make a YouTube video out of it, right? That's pretty much how it is in Monster Hunter as well. At least the older games, before Monster Hunter World, okay? We're talking about everything before Monster Hunter World, okay? Everything after Monster Hunter World, we're not talking about it, you know? It's the same thing in Monster Hunter. The quest, they give you the lore description or like kind of like a bit of like tidbit lore. And then there's also the books or so that you get in the, what is it, in the Hut House or so on the PSP. That's where you get that as well, where they give you more, you know, more kind of like lore dropping and stuff like that, right? But for me personally, I just kind of like go hunting monsters. I just like go hunting monsters, you know? That's pretty much just what I enjoy doing, you know?
Hello.
Hey, Kobe. Well, I'm sold. I'm going back to playing through Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate. Honestly... Maybe I might make this into a video. You know what? I'll make this into a video. I'm gonna download the VOD or so. And, you know, look, YouTube. I'm gonna be honest here. Look, a lot of you guys don't seem to understand the comparison of why I'm saying Elden Ring and Monster Hunter are pretty much in the same sphere with themselves. Because what do you do in each game? You go fight bosses. Like, that's pretty much in some of the core mechanics of the game itself. The same thing with, like, you know, the same thing with a lot of some of the Souls-like games, at least. Is there lore in their games? Yes. You kind of have to look into it for the lore, you know? It's the same thing for Monster Hunter. Everything before Monster Hunter World, okay? Apparently to them, unless they are exactly the same, they can't be compared to Lamau. Even down how to make your, even down to make how you make your armor and weapons in both games are nearly the same idea. Yeah, so that's why I always compare the older Monster Hunter games to like Elden Ring and all of the other ones, because they share a lot of similarities together. Are they exactly the same? No. Why do I have to go super descriptive for people who don't understand, you know? Look, I'm not here to insult my YouTube community or anything like that, but the smart people who understand what I'm saying, I give you props and I give you a thumbs up for it. But the people who don't understand whatsoever kind of really exposes you. I am sorry, but if you get butthurt from it, if you are getting butthurt from my opinion about Monster Hunter Wilds being easy, which it is, okay? A lot of us from the veteran side, they think, well, quote unquote master, because I forgot the dude calls himself a veteran, right? So apparently it's split. The community is split. Some like the changes, some do not. I am on the side of I'm not a fan of the changes that they did for heavy bowguns. So you Asmongold now, what's next? Comparing Atelier Yumiya to Elden Ring? Yeah, we could probably do that next. You're collecting shit, you know, it's open world. But like, you know, I'll be honest with you, reading through the comment sections, I've read through the comment sections. I've read through a lot of the comment sections. Okay? Also, I'm gonna expose someone right now. This person here, who literally just said, you beat low and high rank their fucking tutorials. So now we're considering low and high rank to be tutorials now. Now, for people who played the older Monster Hunter games, you guys can understand what's wrong with this comment section right here, okay? I'm not gonna say anything, all right? Imagine paying full price for tutorial. Fucking scam of a game by that logic. We have one of our residential veterans or so, or master player or so, Bros and Arrows. Bros and Arrows can literally say what is wrong with this comment section, okay? I have a lot of people here in my stream who are very old players, and we literally can pick apart of what's wrong with this comment section immediately. The first sentence, the first two sentences in this paragraph right here. So apparently, from this person's logic, right? Everybody spent $70 on a tutorial game. So we have to wait until master rank to actually have fun, chat, okay? Let that sink into you guys. Everybody here who bought Monster Hunter Wilds basically bought a tutorial game. That's it. High rank apparently is now considered as tutorial now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, Durara. Whoa, thank you for the gift or so. Thank you for the 5. So yeah. So I'm gonna let that sink in to the YouTube audiences right now. I'm gonna let you guys sink into that. I never knew high rank was tutorial now. Never knew the high rank was now considered as tutorial now. We're still in beta / early access. I'm like, interesting. Hey, man. I'm just saying. Also, I'm also going to expose one more person as well. If you're not bothering to watch the video, what is the point of you being subscribed to my channel? Honestly. So you didn't sat down and watch 42 minutes and 32 seconds of a video. So do you want me to, like, you want me to do a 1-minute video? Is that what you guys want? And you want to know something? People before Monster Hunter World, right? Predecessors. People who, like, there are a lot of people who played the older games, right? Was there a story before Monster Hunter World? Was there a story? Where's the story at? I would love to know where the story is at. Please. Please tell me where the story is at. Maybe there's one on the Nintendo. If there is, okay then. All right. That should be the main point code, and that's somehow low and high rank is tutorial, $70 for a tutorial. Or if you're Australia, it's fucking 100. No retarded Australia would say that is acceptable in any form. Barely any be heard of. The story is the monsters we slay along the way. See? So I have people who played the Nintendo games. Now, I have not played the Nintendo versions of the Monster Hunters because I was poor. I was poor. I couldn't afford a console for then. Okay? All right? It's called being poor. I know some of you people out there had a more privileged life than me. Okay? All right? That's nice. That's really nice. All right? That's nice. That's really nice that you spawned in really great, you know? At best we had, oh, look at that. Let's check it out. Okay. So that's pretty much the story. And ironically, I got Nintendo because we poor and get a house. PSP equals Nintendo. Right. You're right. I forgot about that. Someone commented or so that, like, apparently PSP equals Nintendo now these days. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Sorry about that, chat. Sorry. Look, I'm gonna address this now for my YouTube community and YouTube community only, okay? All right? Some of you guys are not very smart. You guys literally expose yourself really easy, okay? Now, if you hate my opinion, that's okay. That's just my opinion. Do I think Monster Hunter Wilds is easy? Yes. Do I think the heavy bowgun feels like shit to play? Yes. Because I played it. I played the game. I have the Vods. I haven't posted all of my high rank gameplay, okay? I sold my cousin's D to play older Monster Hunter games. How? Dig the story you want till you consider it a story. I mean, I can start from the very first Poke Village. What do you mean? What do you mean? How dig of the story you want till you consider it a story? Basically, how deep? Like a JRPG. Show me a JRPG storyline right now. In the first game, back on the PS2. Do it from the PS2. What is this? Hypertrain? I think so. It's a hype train. It's a hype train. Someone gifted 5 gifted or so, which I'm very much appreciated or so. Durara, thank you, of course. But look, man, if you like Monster Hunter Wilds, I've said this multiple times in my videos. If you do not watch those videos, that is not my fault, okay? It is fine if you like Monster Hunter Wilds. That is okay. That is fine, all right? If you like it, that's a-okay. That's fine. You have your opinion, and I have my opinion, okay? Personally, I find Monster Hunter Wild disappointing, you know? If you like the game, that's fine. Good for you. That's fine. That means you have your favorite Monster Hunter game, right? Just like how us older players, we have our favorite game, you know? One of my favorite games is definitely the PSP, Freedom Unite. That will always be one of my favorite ones. That's fine. That will always be one of my favorites. Now, if you're saying Monster Hunter Wilds is your favorite, that's a-okay. That's fine. That's your opinion. Okay? But we will say this. A lot of us... Oh, actually, sorry. Apparently, I have to be more specific now. Most of us... Sorry, I have to be more specific, chat, because apparently some people in the YouTube comment section don't seem to understand, you know, like at least now this day and age, I have to like go in depth and be super specific of my words or so what I'm saying now in 2025. Sorry. Most of us don't care about the story. Because you want to know why? We just hunted monsters. That's it. There was no story in the past. Before Monster Hunter World. Okay? And people here who played the Nintendo consoles can tell me that there was no story in these games. So, yeah. Do as you do wish. There was never a story. I don't like the story in Wilds. If you like it, that's fine. That's your opinion at the end of the day. But I will shit on the story, though, for it being a story. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ, goddamn, Nyrau. Since apparently I can't speak on the community. Personally, I like World for how realistic they made it. Yeah, it's fine, you know? That's like your opinion. I know, another 5. I know, tell me about it. Giga chat over here. Sheesh. But like I said, if you like it, if you like Monster Hunter Wilds, that's fine. But I will read this comment section and I will expose you if you write something ridiculous. Especially on this video. This specific video. This video right here. That video right here is where I'm starting to expose a lot of some of you guys, okay? And I'm not even saying that. My Twitch community, some of my Twitch chatters here literally said, man, some of these comments are really exposing themselves of how, like, they don't know much, you know? I'm just saying. Like I said, I read the comment section, okay? I will make fun of you and expose you of some of those things that you said specifically, okay? Also, someone who called me a grifter, number 1, I have no idea what that word is, okay? It's good to point out people can disagree and still enjoy something. It's all about how Capcom intends to open the game up. It's gonna lose its die-hard fans moving forward. Yeah, like I knew specifically Monster Hunter Wild was gonna divide the fan base, and I was correct. It is. Now, somebody in the comment section called me an elitist because the game is easy. Yeah, apparently I'm a grifter now. Apparently I'm a grifter because someone didn't watch. I don't know if they... Well, apparently they didn't watch the video because they exposed themselves of not watching the video. But, I don't know what this means. Also, where is that comment section? Let's take a look, shall we? Let's see. Let's take a look. I don't think I see it here, chat. I don't see it here, unfortunately. But there was a comment section or so saying that I started... Apparently, I started on the Nintendo Monster Hunter. So apparently I started. Yeah, they started calling me a grifter on this video right here. This video right here. This video where we saw or so about the equal dragon, basically, you know? Which is very interesting for someone to call me a grifter, even though they did not see the video. They literally said it in the first sentence that, like, I'm not gonna watch 42 minutes and 32 seconds of the video. They said they went into the comment section and watched and read the comment section instead of actually looking at the video itself. In short, they're calling you a type of scammer, swindler, con artist, two-faced, apparently, right? Because I have my own opinion about Monster Hunter Wilds, you know? I never failed the quest in Monster Hunter Wilds unless I forgot to read capture the monster. That's understandable, because you want to know the reason why? Throughout the entire tutorial, right? You only kill monsters. You don't capture monsters until the first quest in high rank. Interesting, ain't it? I didn't get tranquilizer ammo until who knows, God knows when I got tranquilizer ammo. Because you want to know something? I wanted to do a challenge in Monster Hunter Wilds where I capture every single monster in Wilds. You know? That's what I wanted to do. Also, on the topic between Monster Hunter World, so I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, right? Chat, did you guys notice the monster roster or so in Wilds by any chance? Let's see if anyone has been paying attention in Monster Hunter Wilds. What's missing in Monster Hunter Wilds, chat? Bingo! There you go. There you go. Interesting that in base world, right? In base world, we have Elder Dragons in the base game when it released. But there isn't any in Monster Hunter Wilds. Interesting, isn't it? How odd that there is no Elder Dragon, you know? Or a Guardian Elder Dragon, you know? Close for you. I wish they would bring them back, you know? I was gonna say a lot of things. So, for those people, especially in my YouTube side, because I'm watching you guys all the time, Arcvale can be captured too as, yeah. I had a tinfoil hat to explain this. All right, tell me your tinfoiled hat. As far as I'm aware, literally all games had Elder Dragons except Wilds. That's very interesting that Monster Hunter Wilds doesn't have Elder Dragons in it. How odd. How very odd indeed. But all the other games had Elder Dragon in their base game, you know? But it's okay, right? Right? YouTube likes to, you know, some of the YouTube comment sections like to make an excuse of saying, oh, don't worry, the title update will be there. It'll be there when the title update is there. It'll be there when master rank is there, right? That's always the excuse, right? It's very interesting, huh? Zoshia ain't an Elder Dragon? Bro, we don't even have an armor or a weapon for Zoshia. That's the craziest thing. All we have is just Guardian parts. That's all we have from Zoshia. But apparently in the files, you know, in the game, there's the game files for the armor and the weapons. It's very interesting that Zoshia doesn't have anything, but Xeno'jiiva had, you know, weapons and armor in the base game. How odd, huh? How very odd indeed. Monster Hunter Wilds is rushed. The title update is supposed to be the base game, and the real title update is supposed to be the Elder Dragon update, like Guardian Teostra, etc., etc. I feel like that's what they're gonna do. they were definitely wanted to. I feel like this game was rushed 1000%. That's why I don't think this game has contender game of the year. Holy shit, Jesus Christ, bro. God damn. Thank you for the for the fight gifted or so. Durarara. No, Zoshia is a construct monster. That's how the Guardians monsters are called. Yeah. Because they were, if I remember correctly, I think Zoshia was supposed to fight the Elder Dragons, if I remember correctly, from the lore itself. From the, at least from what the old man told me, right? That's what I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head or so. That's why. If Zoshia is a construct, it really questions if even a proper elder, for all we know, Zo just looks like an elder because they fucked around with normal wyvern. I know, tell me about it, Laser. Sheesh. I know. Crazy. He's crazy. Make sure you have enough money for yourself, okay? Like, I'm much appreciated for the gift tiers and everything, but you got to make sure you have enough for yourself, okay? I don't want to have any problems or so that you had bad financial stuff. Make sure you always take care of yourself, okay? I always tell my chatters, anyone who donates or gifts any subs or so, to make sure to always have enough for yourself, okay? All right? Always. Always, always, always. Do not sub or do not donate if you do not have enough for your meal or pay the bills or whatever you want to pay for a game or something. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm always going to be here, okay? Don't worry about it. But anyways, back to the main topic, okay? So, we'll go back to our comment section here on this specific video, you know? So, for those who are saying about the accepting the quest and everything, right? You do know that like people request the guild or so to post a quest because the monster is either terrorizing an ecosystem in a certain region or all of this other nature. Now, compared to Monster Hunter Wild, right? There was literally a point in the game or so where, hey Boomer, where I'm learning so much about Monster Hunter right now. There was a point in the game where I wanted to hunt a, what was the name of that monster, chat? Balahara? Balahara? Yeah, Balahara. I wanted to hunt a Balahara, right? The lady literally told me, you're not allowed to hunt the Balahara. And I'm like, why am I not allowed to hunt the Balahara? We're here in no man's land at the end of the day. Usually in no man's land, everything is a threat. So, I never said I was speaking for the whole community. Never said I was. When did I ever said I was speaking through the whole community? I just said a lot of us don't really care about the story. Okay? Because there was not a story to begin with. Before Monster Hunter World. I'm just saying. Where's the story at? If you like the lore in the game, that's cool. There's no problem with it. A good majority of us, we don't really look into the lore. If we wanted to look at something about a specific monster or so, we just go search it up on YouTube, you know? If I want to learn something about Fatalis, I go search it up. If I want to search up the lore of Shen Garugan, Garugan? I don't know. Or Lao Shang, Kezu, Kongalala, Rajang, Tiger X. If I want to know the lore and the like ecological like lifestyle of how they were, I just go search it up on YouTube. And it's pretty much about it. That's it. That's it. Like, if you care about the lore, you just go search it up. That's it. But let's be honest here. A good majority of us, especially in the first game and the second game, a lot of us didn't have the internet, okay? Maybe you guys don't realize it, but back 20 plus years ago, you know, about like 20 years ago, you know, roughly about where the first Monster Hunter game, internet wasn't really super popular for everybody. All right? People who had internet were basically considered as rich people. Okay? It's about it. I didn't have internet until way later in life, okay? My friend had internet, but I still played Monster Hunter without knowing what to do, okay? I get it that some of you guys weren't born during those times, because I'm talking to my YouTube comment section right now. But a lot of us older hunters didn't have internet, okay? So we were on our own. We were in no man's land on our own. I can understand what you mean. I'm just a fifth fleet, but I love Monster Hunter, and I even saw gameplay of the older games, and it looks like a struggle. I can't imagine it, but looked fun too. Oh yeah, it was definitely fun. It was very fun. So that's so true. Internet was literally a flex back then. Exactly. Exactly. So where the hell do we get our lore?
Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude. This is
You
too much.
twist that dick!
Twist his dick!
Twist his dick!
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, dick twist!
So, like I said, I'm here to address the people on my YouTube section because it seems like you guys, or at least some of you guys, disagree on a certain thing or so in a certain video, which is, we waited for 21 years for this. That's the video that everyone is complaining about. I see the comment sections, okay? All right? We're here live on stream. And I have a lot of fan bases from the Monster Hunter community here, especially a lot of the old, like some of the older ones, right? Who understand the pain of throwing a paintball, and if you miss, well, you better pray to Jesus that you find the monster in the first 10 minutes, you know? But anyways, like I said, I will call you out on your shenanigans because it must be called out, okay? And if you're calling me an elitist, you know nothing about me, okay? You can't call someone a certain thing just because of a YouTube video that I reacted to, okay? If you don't come and hang out with me on Twitch and get to know me and understand me, you just can't say shit. That's the honest truth. It's basically calling someone, you know, a shithead, but you don't even know anything about them, you know? It makes me happy when I see old world monsters coming to the new gen Hunter games. Oh yeah, dude, I love Balonga Gonga. I love Kongalala. I love Yeon Cuckoo that showed up in this game. It just makes me so happy to see those derpy ass monsters. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Now, if only we had Bulldrome in the game, I would have been more happier. If only we would have had Bulldrome in the game, I think it would have been super fun. If Monster Hunter Isles was released back then, when the internet was limited, there is no fucking stupid. There is no fucking stupid. Wait for master rank bullshit. If game is just a tutorial, it ain't surviving. It ain't finished. Everyone would say it's a scam back then. Yeah, Delamador when? I would totally love to fight Delamador. Yeah, unfortunately, Monster Hunter Wilds doesn't have any Elder Dragons. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Like I said, if you like Monster Hunter Wilds, I will repeat this again so you guys can understand. I know how the internet is. Some of you guys are pretty thick-headed, to be honest. That is fine. If you like it, that's okay. Okay? That must be your favorite game, which is understandable. For me, I don't find it fun. I find it pretty boring because it's easy. A lot of people say it's easy. Just because you don't find it easy doesn't mean other people will find it easy. And the funny thing about it, I'm not the only one who thinks Monster Hunter Wilds is easy. Okay?
Hello, hello. This is just me in the future, and you know, I'm just gonna address this right now at this very moment, right? That yes, we do have one, technically, which is, of course, our good old friend, which we technically have. Oh, um, actually, he's actually is not considered as an elder dragon. Actually, he is considered as a, at least from what I'm looking at it right now, a leviathan. So, because if you scroll down to, because I'm looking at this live or so, right? Gormagala is demi elder, right? Because it has elder in the name, right? Or the type, anyways. But when you look at Jin, it says leviathan, so it's more of a leviathan type than a elder. So even then, it's not even an elder dragon. So that just still kind of proves the statement that there's actually still no elder dragon in this game. So I'm just trying to address this. So this is future me or so. I'm just letting you guys know that you guys are trying to be, a little bit smart because, because like I said, right, in 2025, you have to be more descriptive or so, right? You got to be a little bit more into it. So I'm just leaving this here, and that, yeah, I know. Okay, you can technically say there is, but not really. But that still kind of proves to say that, yeah, there is no elder dragon. There's only a pseudo elder dragon, but there's only one. Where's the rest of the family at, Because that's always been in Monster Hunter where we had, fun elder dragons to fight. But yeah. Anyways, I just want to give future me, which is me, I want to give myself a just a quick description of this. And yeah, that's the end of the video. And don't make me expose you, because I will. I will expose you. Because to be honest, there's a lot of you that have questioned the validity of Monster Hunter players, And like I said in this video, it's okay if you like Monster Hunter Wilds. I think it's an okay game. I don't think it's that great. I think it's probably pretty below. Pretty, a 6. It could definitely be better. It's missing a lot of core features. It's missing a lot of fun activities to do, Endgame is not really very robust. So, yeah. I'm like, Do I think it's going to get contender? Probably not, because the amount of other games that are coming out this year. And if you don't do your research on what games are coming out this year, you're going to be like, no, Monster Hunter is that. But yeah, it's pretty much it. Overall, hey, I'm here to address some of these people who just only seen one video, or instead of watching the video, they decide to read the comment sections and not have their own opinion about it. So that's how you can differentiate people who are intelligent people who can come up with their own opinions, and then some other people who just read the comment sections and just go off the comment sections, So anyways, that's all I wanted to address. That's the end of the video, and peace.